Yes, greeting once again. Asmaka here, perfect love. Yeah man, today we're going to talk about the United Nations. It's a serious topic because the United Nations has failed black people, failed all of the people on the planet. From just after the Second World War, at a place called Bretton Woods near San Francisco. Also, IMF and I think World Bank was formed there as well. And it was supposed to provide peace and security for the people on the planet. Thereafter, now what happened now is that the whole setup of the United Nations, the whole way it was structured by the victor of the Second World War, the only true victor of the Second World War, which was the military-industrial complex, which was based in the United States. So the United States actually bring everybody together. And anyone know the United States character is like the top bully in the world. I mean, all of the white nations, them are bullies still, but the United States seem to be exceptional when it comes to that because of its sheer military might and to some extent its economic power. Now, why may I tell you, if you see how much war going on since them formed the United Nations, 45, 46 I think, yeah. You have Korean War, Chinese Civil War, Vietnam War, various colonial struggles in Africa, right? Civil War in India. You name it, war all over the world, all over Africa, all over Latin America. When it's not war, it's some kind of disturbance and them kind of thing, which the United Nations was supposed to stop and bring people together and all of this. Instead, throughout the years, United Nations have been playing a one-sided role in conflict. They make a whole heap of resolution, but which hasn't been obeyed. So if the bully want a resolution obeyed, it get obeyed. And if the resolution make anything like it, they pay it no mind. This was the same thing that happened to the League of Nations, which I talked about last week with Haile Selassie making this speech, saying what's going to happen to the League of Nations. Now, many countries in the world now, large economies like India. India is the second largest population in the world after China. And it hasn't got a seat on the Security Council because the whole structure of the United Nations, the power actually lies with the Security Council, which is 5 permanent members. And I think about 10 or 15 other members were going on a year-to-year basis or something like that. And this is the basic problem because them have more power than the General Assembly, which is the membership of the nations. Because them claims that them are the lawmaker. Them can send troops going to other people come country. And everywhere United Nations send troops to cause peace, it seems to make matters worse. Rwanda is a typical example of that, where French troops and the United Nations, what do they call it, authority, was supposed to keep the peace down there and created the greatest havoc, single havoc. You understand? Terrible genocide, over 800,000 people. Yeah, so we know as a people have to say, it's time for the United Nations to move on. It has passed its sell-by date, its use-by date. You understand? It's time for it to move on because too much wars are going. It not help we as black people. It not help the Indian them because them not no say in spite of them big size and power. Countries like Indonesia, Brazil, Nigeria, all them countries they have over 200 million people. Pakistan, yes. So we need now, we know that many African states are not happy with the United Nations. But them now say when the African leader them go to the United Nations, nobody no pay them no mind. You understand? So we really want a forum on the international scene where everybody have a sort of equal voice, for want of a better word. That regardless of size, is that the content of what they are saying is more important than how much weapons them have in them arsenal, or how much financial power that them have. So we are saying, for the sake of Africa, for the sake of the world, we want to get rid of this United Nations. Start afresh again, because it don't make sense to try to change it because it's gone too bad. It's like a rotten apple. It don't make sense. You have to go pick a different one off a tree. So, United Nations, time we wave it bye-bye. Time we set it, farm a new thing. All heap of nation rich now, and like in a World War II where everybody did come. Battered Japan, battered Germany, battered Russia, battered England, battered. But all heap of rich nations about now. Even some small ones, but powerful like Singapore, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia and all them places. They have a whole heap of money now. So them can contribute, because the problem with this one now is that America is paying the bulk of the money, and therefore it don't understand what the word unity mean. It understand how much money it pay and how much power it want. So we need to have a situation where more and more members pay into a new organization structured in a different way, where it's more equitable to everybody involved. And that the nations them now, many of them, there's so much developed nations in the world now that United States don't have to pay the bulk of the money. No country should have to pay more than around 5% actually. In fact, them shouldn't even pay that much. There's so much countries, so no country is supposed to pay more than 5%. And like I said, you have organizations like the WHO, which cause pure havoc, especially within the last. In fact, from it make up, it contaminate vaccine, and that's what them claim, that it was contaminated, and them give it to people in Africa and cause a massive epidemic in Africa. Continental pandemic in Africa, right, which Africa hasn't recovered from yet. They apologize for it, but now if you try to look on the search engine, them you can't even find it too. You have to go into some corners to find that all these things took place, because the whole system of corruption have taken away freedom of speech, taking away the right of the individual, So, and the corporation, them have too much power even within the United Nations. So all these things have to stop. So we are said to the United Nations, bye-bye. Let the peoples of the world, let the leaders of the world, especially the world them what them call third world, let them say no more United Nations. Let's make up a new organization that everybody have a say in making it up and in running it. Perfect love.